Mysterious 12,000-year-old network of ancient underground tunnels connect Scotland with Turkey. This is just one example here in Samos Island in Greece. Ancient tunnel. Now, the tunnels buried under the ruins of Stone Age settlements are evidence of a vast underground network that covered almost all of Europe from northern Scotland into the Mediterranean. This is what German archaeologist Dr. Henrik Kusch claims in his book on underground tunnels dating back 12,000 years. In Germany, specifically in Bavaria, about 2,000 feet underground, 700 meters network were found, while in Austria a 350-meter tunnel was found, and according to the professor, the underground network with thousands of tunnels covers the whole of Europe, with smaller pieces scattered from Scotland to Turkey. In most cases, the diameter of the tunnel is only 70 centimeters, that is just enough to fit one person. Of course, as the professor explains, the galleries are not all connected to each other, but as a whole, they are a huge underground network. Some experts believe that the underground tunnels function like today's highways so that people can travel safely, avoiding the attacks of wild beasts, wars, robbers, and even bad weather. His book notes that chapels were often built in the entrances of these galleries, perhaps because of the official church in fear of being a place of worship for pagans, and they used them to prevent them. In other words, in other cases, some considered the tunnels to be gateways to the underworld. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Superhighways, 12,000 years old, massive underground tunnels from Scotland to Turkey. They're in Huma, Turkey, in Cappadocia, has over 200 underground cities. They're ancient dwellings, at least 2 levels deep. 40 of them are at least 3 levels deep. They have assembly halls, bedrooms, sitting areas, ample proper ventilation, and they were ancient. And these dwellings were known by the crypto-Christians and were used as catacombs for them to save their lives during the persecutions of the Roman Empire. So these dwellings of ancient origins were used by the early Christians, and some of them even have ancient Christian churches in them from that time. The Mediterranean is filled with underground tunnels, ancient structures, and the people that know about these were people from that time, all through the Middle Ages, Byzantine era, and even today. The people that know of these are definitely the engineers and the architects. For example, Second World War, some Greek architectural students knew of the tunnels underneath the Acropolis, went up to the Acropolis, removed the German flag during the night secretly, and put up the Greek flag. The next morning the Germans woke up and found a Greek flag up there. They found the heroes that did this. They were 2 architectural engineering students from the university there. So there are people that know of these underground tunnels connecting the ancient world, and of course the ancient world included the British Isles. So these massive European networks of Stone Age tunnels weaves from Scotland to Turkey. They survived after 12,000 years, and they showed that the original network must have been enormous. Which means also that if it goes back 12,000 years, it predates the flood of Noah, as dated in the Old Testament. Who exactly carved all these tunnels? How is it that some of them are connecting? They're interconnecting in areas, other areas they're cut off from each other as if having some type of a border control. In Bavaria and Germany alone, we found 700 meters of these underground tunnel networks. In Syria and Austria, we found 350 meters. One archaeologist states, Stone Age man created this massive network of underground tunnels crisscrossing from Europe, Scotland to Turkey, like ancient superhighways. This was a theory of German archaeologist Dr. Henrik Kusch. He said evidence of the tunnels has been found under hundreds of Neolithic settlements all over the continent. So these tunnels were under the Neolithic settlements, which causes them to predate it to 12,000 years ago. It's an enormous find and very important. I'll leave links below for you for this.